Hello everyone and welcome to yet another obligatory end of the year video you've probably seen 10, 20 times today, but I genuinely did want to do this one just to go over some things that I want to do next year in terms of content and series and all that sort of stuff, and also just to say thank you for this year because it's been mental. 2020 for this channel has been mental. I only really started properly doing YouTube like consistently in September of last year. And I never thought we'd get here. At the start of this year, we were at like 50 subs, and now we're on 22,500, which is mental. Like, that is a stupid number that I never thought that I'd ever hit, especially so soon. We started the year on like 50 subs, and my goal for the end of the year was like 100. And this time last year, what was I doing this time last year? Let's have a look. Okay, this time last year I would have been making Assassin's Creed Ragnarok Leaks Explained co-op naval world. So recently I was browsing Reddit. You can say what you like about Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Ragnarok is alive. At least it wasn't this. This was a different level of dog shit. Anyway, that's enough of that though, because we're past that. 2021 is going to be a new horizon for the Walshie YouTube channel. We got some video ideas. I've made some like mock-up thumbnails for a few video series I want to do, because that's something I want to do next year. This year, my channel's been so all over the place, where you never really know what to expect on what day, or like how long there's going to be between uploads. Next year, I want to have more like scheduling and routine and that sort of thing, and part of that is I'm going to do a few series. And a few that I have, and I've made a few like draft thumbnails for some of these. I've got Assassin's Creed League table, right? And that's going to be like where I go through all the Assassin's Creed games and like pit them against one another, where I'll go through like what I like about each of them, which one's better, that sort of thing. And it'd be like AC1 versus AC2, and then say if AC2 won that, it'd be 2 versus Brotherhood, and it'd go on until we found out what the best Assassin's Creed game is. And it's videos like those that I really want to do, because what I want to do next year is I really want to do bigger 45-minute, like an hour long type videos, because last year I had a bunch of 5-6 minute ones that I think aren't really terrible, but I don't really think they're good either. And then I made like the Story of Assassin's Creed one, and I think that one's actually kind of okay, and stuff like that I want to do. But the thing is, I couldn't do videos like that every like week or every few days. So what I'd do is I'd compromise. So I'd do like 20-minute videos like that at least once a week, because I really like those sorts of things. And then another one I have is book versus game. I'm going to reread the AC books and read the ones that I haven't, and I'll like compare the differences between the books and the games. That one's sort of self-explanatory. No one's done that as far as I know, so I think that'd be pretty cool. And then another one that's shorter and I could get like out quite often is elements of Assassin's Creed, or like pillars of Assassin's Creed. This is all in my head right now, so I don't know what I'll like call these. And basically that'd be like, you know how I always mention like the elements of Assassin's Creed, what makes Assassin's Creed what it is. I always mention those, but like I can't, every time I mention those, I can't like go into a 10-minute explanation of what those are. So I had this idea of, I would go through like things that make AC what it is. It'd be like confessions, parkour, things like that. And each one would be like a few minutes long, and it'd be why I value these things and why they're important to the series, that sort of thing. And then I'd have another lore-based one where I'd explain like different events or groups, but I'd also want to do like biographies, like the lives of certain characters, because the thing with AC is with like books, comics, offhand references in like databases on top of the games, the lives of characters are so like spread apart with like an Edward or an Ezio. I thought it would be cool to just put all that into one video. And then in terms of just one-off videos, like just big videos in and of themselves, one that I want to do is one on why I love Brotherhood, because last year I started to write one for the 10-year anniversary, and then I was busy making like fucking 3 Valhalla news videos in a day. Yeah, I did that once, unfortunately. And obviously it wouldn't be like 10 years later, but it would be why to me, that's a perfect AC game. And I have the script like half written, so it wouldn't take too long, but expect that sometime this year. And then I'll do Revelations 10 years later, that should be a really good time. And then the big one that I want to do, either next year or the year after, it will coincide with the release of the next gen AC game. I'm more inclined to believe that will come out next year, is a timeline of all of AC. Because what I did last year, or this year, was like the main story of the modern day, which is from 2012 to 2020. And even though each of those 8 years are really like densely packed with lore, I'd love to do something that's just the entire series, going from like 75,000 BCE to now, and I'd do like everything there is to do, because nobody's done that, and I think that'll be like a step up from that video. And then those are pretty much all of my actual plans. I want to do more discussion type videos like I did with Valhalla, whether that's a good AC game or not, mainly about the next gen game and what I'd want of that. I'll probably use more face cam. I'll get a webcam that's like not shit. Hopefully we can get, you know, over that bump of, oh, you look 10. I'm not 10, I'm 13. So many people are going to fucking believe that. Basically, I want to make better content than I've made this year. And I know that sounds like, you know, no shit. But this year, to be totally like transparent with you, I've made a lot of content I don't really like, or at least now I don't like. Because this year was the first proper full year where I was doing YouTube, and I went from like not knowing how to use any of this software and being not good at making videos to being just okay. And I feel like I've sort of hit a ceiling. Like, I don't want to just keep making top 5s, because every time I make something like that, I end up feeling like it's a bit shit. Like, there's so many videos that I've made out of sort of obligation, or I thought that'd be a video that I'd do well, even though I haven't enjoyed making it or thought it was that good. Like the Sons of Ragnar Lothbrok one, I wanted to chuck myself off a fucking 3-story building after that one. And so that's the big thing for next year. I don't want to keep doing top 5s, because I got to a point in like June, July, where I was just a fucking machine for top 5s. And not only is that boring when that's like all that I'm doing, but also I just don't think they're like, not that they're not good, but it's like, again, I've sort of hit like a ceiling with that. Not to sound pretentious or anything, but it's like, I want to do something more difficult and something I think is better, instead of just being like stuck on doing the same thing again and again and not really improving at all. Because to be totally honest with you, I used to be really proud of every video I made and like every little improvement that I made. And that like stopped happening when videos became more like routine and I became better at editing. And for months, I just didn't feel that. And then when I made that Story of AC video, I'm not saying it's the best video ever, it's fine, but that was the first time where I'd felt something like that again. So that's why I want to do more big videos. Like, if I knew that I could just make one massive video a month and like my channel would still be fine, I'd do that. But that's why I'm sort of compromising with like the league table thing, where it'll be like 20-minute videos and that sort of stuff. Anyway, I'm pulling this out to be way longer than it needs to be. Thank you guys so much for the support this year, and I hope 2021 is a good one. Thank you guys for watching, and Happy New Year.